back to the TVN Severe Weather Recap. My name is Lily Dixon. Today is Monday, June 22nd, and we're going to be doing a weekend recap from Friday, June 19th to yesterday, which was Sunday, June 21st. And so right now we're looking at June 19th, and you can see it was a very active day, and it's going to be the pattern throughout the entire weekend. So as you can see, the southeastern portions of the United States were pretty busy, but not as active as it has been, especially in Georgia. But we did have some activity in Florida where we had some wind damage reports, and we also had some larger wind damage reports in South Carolina and North Carolina. And then in the northern plains, you see, again, very, very active. We had extremely large hail, up to 4 inches of hail. And then we had some activity here in New Mexico like we had in the week before. So let's go ahead and take a very quick look at Florida, because I know everybody wants to focus on Montana. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here in Florida, where we had a couple of wind damage reports, and then we also had some larger recorded wind speeds up to 50 miles per hour. And then we did have a couple of larger hail detections up to 2.5 inches of hail. So let's zoom out from there and take another quick look in North Carolina and South Carolina, where we had an isolated event here with a couple of wind damage reports, and then we had some spotter hail here up to 1 inch of hail. And then we also had a couple of larger hail detections up to 2.25, and I think I see one here for 2.5 inches of hail. So let's zoom out from there and take a quick look here in southern Illinois, where we had quite a few tornado reports here. We had some roof damage, and then we also had a couple of wind damage reports in this area as well. So let's go ahead and zoom out from here and take the view to the northern plains. So as you can see, an extremely busy day. We had quite a few very strong winds recorded, as well as very large hail reported. Multiple 4.5 inches of hail reports. We had a 4.25, and then we had some smaller hail reports as well. So let's go ahead and zoom in here, where we had some very large hail up to 4 inches of hail, and then some larger winds up to 80 miles per hour, 89 miles per hour, which is just very, very extreme when you have hail mixed into that. That caused a lot of roof damage. It even ended up affecting some livestock. And then here in southern Montana, we had quite a few spotter hail reports here up to 4 inches and 2.5 inches. And then we had some larger hail detections up to 3.25 inches. And then we also had this video of this low wall cloud here from Don Murray. And you can see it's just very photogenic and so low to the ground. It's just absolutely gorgeous. We'll go ahead and take a look at that for one more second. All right, now let's go ahead and move back to the map, and we're going to zoom out from here and take a quick look at the national view one more time. Because we have so many days to go over, we're going to do this quickly. So the southeastern portions of the United States, again, very busy, and we had extreme winds and very large hail, very, very large hail up in the Great Plains. So now let's go ahead and take a look at June 20th. So now we're looking at June 20th, and you can see the eastern parts of the United States actually ended up getting some activity this weekend. We had quite a few wind damage reports, and then in the Midwest and the northern plains, we also had, again, very severe activity. So let's go ahead and take a look in the eastern parts of the United States, and here in just west of Richmond, Virginia, we had quite a few large hail detections here up to 2.75 inches, and we had quite a few wind damage reports in this area as well. So let's zoom out from there and take a look at Illinois and Missouri and Iowa, where we had another very severe event, quite a few wind damage reports, and then very large recorded wind speeds here up to 70 miles per hour, associated with some pretty large hail up to 2.75 inches of hail. So then once you go further north, we had quite a few spotter reports here up to 1 inch of hail. And then let's zoom out from there and take a look at what everybody wants to see. In Nebraska and South Dakota, where again we had a very severe event with very, very large hail up to 3 inches of hail, which is very large, associated with very strong winds up to 70 miles per hour. I'm sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. There you go, 70 miles per hour. So let's zoom out from here and take a look at North Dakota, where we had a couple of tornado reports. We had quite a few spotter hail reports up to 2 inches of hail, which is is again pretty large for a 70-mile-per-hour wind. Could be very damaging. So let's zoom out from there and take a look at the national view again, and we can see, just like I said earlier, we had quite a few wind damage reports with a lot of trees down in the eastern parts of the United States, and then very damaging hail and damaging winds with that hail. So now let's look at June 21st. So now we're taking a look at June 21st, and you can see again it was a very active day like we had on June 19th. We had quite large hail in the central and northern portions of the plains, and then we also had very high recorded wind speeds that were associated with this hail, which ended up being very, very damaging. So let's take a quick look at the Ohio River Valley, where we had a few wind damage reports with quite a few trees and power lines down, and then we had some higher winds that were a cause of the wind damage reports, up to 60 miles per hour. And then let's go ahead and move west and take a look. Oh, I zoomed out too much. Let's go ahead and take a look here in Missouri, where we had, again, very large hail. We had up to 3.75 inches of hail, and then we had, again, some hail reported up to 1.75 inches of hail, and then some higher recorded wind speeds up to 60 miles per hour. So let's zoom out from here and take a look at the central and northern plains. Let's go ahead and zoom into Nebraska, where we had some of these very, very large hail reports here, up to 4 inches of hail, up to 4.25 inches of hail, which is just crazy. And then we had some larger hail detections up to 2.5 inches of hail as well. So let's zoom out from there and take a look at South Dakota, where we had, again, very large hail detected, up to 3.25 inches of hail, and then we had some higher recorded wind speeds up to 80 miles per hour, which is very dangerous when we have larger hail associated with those winds. And then it's the same story up for northern South Dakota and southern North Dakota, where we had, again, pretty high recorded wind speeds up to 80 miles per hour. So let's zoom out and take a look at the entire national view. So again, the southeastern portions of the United States had a little bit of action, not as much as they have had in the last couple of weeks. And then in the northern and central plains, we had very large hail with very high recorded wind speeds, very damaging. So now we are going to go ahead and end the video, and we are going to have quite a few storm chasers out in Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana today. So make sure you go check them out at tvnweather.com/live, and we will see you again soon.